Hello and welcome to another episode of the Podcasting Couch. I am your host, Josh. I'm here as
3,
always,
2,
joined
1.
joined as always by my good friend Jaden. How are you?
I know this podcast is all like jokes and shit, but
Hmm.
not that good. But I'll put it aside.
Yeah,
So-
well, because I can't have any more like depression seeping into my life, I'm not going to address that.
Right.
I'm just going to leave that alone.
Yeah, we're a bit chopped up from haven't been in the past couple of weeks. But with everything that's going on, we could always just
But
be
you just got out on parole, didn't you?
That's why I was gone for 2 weeks. In the
that's
why we
really-
did it video.
Yeah.
In the
I
why
actually
we did
had
it
to
video.
go to prison and record it there. But you know what? It's pretty decent audio quality in those visitor booths. But they don't have a lot of toilets there. So
Right. So we've
But
got
anyway.
two awesome guests here today. Two very special people to me. I'd almost say that I prefer these two people more than Seb and Becky combined.
that's a big statement, and yet I can't disagree.
Right. So we've got Samuel and Oliver. Gentlemen, how are we?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
We just went over
Okay,
how I am.
don't ask that question again, because it's we can't deal with that. We don't process that here.
It's
Okay.
just common courtesy, man.
Yeah. But we're back. Okay. I want everyone to get excited. We're back. They tried to shut us down, and we
Copyright
said
strikes.
no. They tried to
Who's
shut us
they?
down. Gladys Berejiklian, she doesn't like
The
fun.
man.
She
Oh, of
said,
course.
Oh, trust.
"Hey, can you shut that down? We don't like the hard-hitting investigative journalism that you're doing."
Exactly.
She threatened us with an AFP raid, and we said, "You know what? We're not going to take it."
I would be scared too. If
Yeah,
I
but
saw-
we're not here.
You guys are
Sam.
brave. You're very brave.
I'm very brave.
Thank you. We want to deliver this to the people. We have like a moral duty. We have a moral duty to deliver it. But we wanted to begin, obviously, with some questions for our guests, as we always do.
And just before that,
Oh, sorry.
lads, thanks for coming on today.
Mm.
It wasn't too hard to get you on here, but just the effort that's come into it, the timing, and I think we've done pretty well to organize the session we have today.
Mm.
So thank you guys so much for coming.
No worries. Thanks for having us.
Honestly, it's an honor being here.
That's good.
Oh,
That's
you're
good.
too kind.
You want to start off with some questions, Josh?
Yeah, I have some questions. This is for everyone, but I want the guests to answer first. We've got some really great questions. The first one we've got here is what keeps you guys up at night?
Oh God.
Oh,
You got anything? What you're lying in bed, you're trying to go to sleep, and you just can't because there's just that
Insomnia.
one thought. Insomnia.
Usually it's
Legitimate
insomnia.
insomnia.
As a
Yeah.
result of an incident, or
Not just. It's just been there.
Wow.
for how long?
Oh, mate, forever.
Shit.
As long as I can remember.
Wow. That's
I've
difficult.
actually never slept.
Oh. Wow.
about you,
lived your
Sam?
life
What-
to the fullest, someone
What
said.
makes
Yeah.
you toss and turn, Sam?
well, you know how sometimes you really get into games, right? And then
Yeah.
at night you
Mhm.
just keep thinking about it.
Mm.
Mhm.
I was playing solitaire for a long time, right?
Fuck. You're a hard
There was a
cunt,
po-
Sam.
There was look, I don't want to I don't condone that behavior at all, but
No.
yeah, sometimes I just played it so much that I'll just think about shit at night, like king, queen, jack. I just like putting the patterns together, It just
Mm.
kept me up.
You just close your eyes and all you can see is that green felt board.
Look, I don't want to talk about it anymore than I already
Oh,
have,
okay,
but
sorry.
It is a touchy subject considering it does keep you up at night. What about you, Josh? What keeps you up at night, my son?
What keeps me up at night? I think for me, it's definitely the fact that now my bed sheet actually is like solid and crunchy because of all the
Oh God, don't
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like it's a bit awkward, but honestly, I think it's because it's a bit more dense. It keeps me warmer.
You could
night.
you could wash it. You could wash it. You're just not gonna do that.
No, okay.
All right. So we're gonna move on.
yeah,
So
we should.
considering this podcast, all about light-hearted jokes and fun. So like questions like what we just had. We're just gonna move on. When was the last time you cried?
Oh,
Mm.
Jesus.
Either
We're
of you?
gonna go to Ollie first. Ollie, when was the last time you
Ollie.
cried?
I mean, that's a tough one. Happens quite often, so.
What time is it? 11? Oh, could be maybe 9.
Yeah. Oh, kind of an hour or two ago, maybe.
Wow. Wow.
What about?
Is that due to the
Insomnia, yeah, it's the lack
Yeah.
of sleep. It really
Right.
gets me.
Maybe just a bit
Right.
nervous to come on the podcast. I usually have a bit of a tear up before shooting a couch episode, but then once we get on the couch, fuck.
The couch is very comfortable.
In the
You
element.
know, butt naked, balls in the air.
Mm.
What could you want on the couch?
Okay.
Josh, how about yourself, mate? You cried much recently?
I ended up watching The Lion King again, and I cried.
Right.
Just fuck.
Has that got anything
Mufasa's
to do with the
death.
crying, or are you just letting us know?
Mufasa's death.
Oh,
It gets me every
No.
time. Stampeded
that
by
was
those.
Thank you.
yeah. You could have. It's like, well,
What?
we'll edit in a spoiler alert. We'll do
Okay, we'll edit in a spoiler
Some
alert.
people haven't
Should we
seen
just
it.
should we
Yeah.
just beep it? Or should
just beep
we'll
what you said. Yeah, we
just
can
beep what
it
I
out.
said, and then
Yeah.
say, and then here, look. Okay, we'll beep it up until this point. Sorry for that beep. I said a spoiler about like a 20 to 30-year-old film that you may not have seen. I apologize. We have beeped it out for your safety and concern. Back to the podcast. So yeah, that was probably the last time I cried.
Right, of course.
Yeah. What about you, Sam?
Me?
Mm.
Well, when you really get invested into a game, right?
Right.
Like,
I was really into solitaire a while back.
Well, yeah, I was really into solitaire a while back. What happened was, I was just playing it, and some of the cards they give you, you can't win with them. And
Game over.
Solitaire's a cruel mistress, as they
I
say.
got that about 3 times a session, so I would cry about 4 times a session.
Yeah. Understandable. Totally understandable.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about it.
Jaden?
All right. Probably when I lost my job.
What happened?
Like we're talking about like serious. Like, oh, I didn't cry, but I got very upset. So the pressure. It's
Well,
like a lot of like I wasn't really happy with myself. Because I thought like,
That's
what's
not
the
the
point?
question.
Yeah. So when was the last time I cried?
Yeah, that's what the question is. You
Yeah.
said I didn't
Yeah.
cry. I got very upset.
Oh, shit. Did I fuck up?
Okay, we'll cut
Gonna-
this out, right? Because we need to have the air of professionalism.
Do you want me to just say that,
Etc.
do it again? We'll just
Okay, yeah. Okay, hang on. We
We'll
need to
do it
sync.
again.
We need to sync. Okay.
3,
3,
2,
2,
1. Yeah. So when
Nice.
I lost my job, that also kept me up at night.
A wrong.
Crying, wishing that things were different. Naked in my room, lights out.
Aren't we all
Belt
just
on
naked
neck.
in our room? Like, isn't that just one for the times?
I'm on the couch right now, actually.
Yeah.
I can't confirm that.
I'm
Right.
naked.
We're gonna move on to the last of our philosophical questions.
Mhm.
Because thanks Sarah for responding with such openness and honesty. But another personal one, and well, once again, if you guys don't feel free to answer the questions, like just let us know. We can edit it out, or we can work something out. So we want to know: can vegetables feel pain when you bite into them?
Ooh.
What are you guys' thoughts on that? Sam, we'll go to Sam first. We'll bounce this one to Sam.
Look, I feel like vegetables don't have the same sensory, like, I don't know, structures in their bodies as humans do. So
Right.
I would
Insightful.
oppose
Mm.
against any form of feeling.
Wow.
Smart answer.
Thank you very
And-
much.
Ollie, are you agreeing with that?
Yeah, I don't think vegetables have a nervous system, a central nervous system.
I have a nervous system.
Yeah, I know,
Thank
but
you,
I don't
Jaden.
think vegetables do.
Isn't that just your crippling anxiety?
I'm quite vulnerable.
Right. But we're moving on.
I actually know
Ah.
for a fact that I feel it.
Okay. All right. Moving on very swiftly.
My cousin was recently admitted into hospital for like similar sort of vegetable circumstances, and I bite him. He feels it. He shivers.
Oh no.
That's what happens when you get hit by a semi truck.
Okay, moving on. We've got some legitimate journalism here.
I miss you, man.
We have some legitimate journalism we wanted to discuss. So this week we saw some shocking pictures. We saw some shocking imagery. We saw the AFP raid two media-based outlets. We saw the AFP raid the home of News Corp journalist Anika Smethurst in her own home. Raided her home because of a leaked plan allowing government to spy on Australians. And then
Jesus.
later we saw the AFP raid the ABC. I wanted to ask you two, as both members of the Fourth Estate, and you have a large role in the media and journalism. I wanted to get your opinions on the imagery we saw this week.
I haven't actually seen the images.
Yeah,
to be
neither have
honest.
I, to be honest.
Okay.
I think it was pretty disgusting. I saw the images
thank you.
and
Thanks,
Only
Ollie.
seen it.
yeah,
What are your thoughts, Ollie?
it was a bit of a no-go. Didn't like it.
Just weren't happy with it.
No, I'm not about that.
Yeah, so I have some I have some judge quotes here to insert into my essay. John Lydons, who's one of the higher ups at the ABC, he said on Twitter, I can actually get the date, 2:14 p.m. June 5th, 2019. He said, I'm staggered by the power of this warrant. It allows the AFP to add, copy, delete, or alter material in the ABC's computers. What do we think about that?
Oh, sounds like
The powers of a warrant.
Frank, can you check that? Well,
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
give me a second.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you,
I
Frank.
think Josh is full of shit.
You'll find that I'm not, because I do legitimate investigative journalism here.
Where'd
But
you
I wanted to
find-
see those powers are quite fierce. We've only seen powers like that before, and that was when Gladys Berejiklian used 4% of her powers to shut down music festivals.
I'm
That's
just
the
going
only
to
time
check
we've
here.
seen it.
These are not correct.
So
These were-
they're false quotes.
These are
Okay,
false.
we're going to cut out this entire bit.
Alright, thanks, Frank.
We're just going to cut that out. Like, Jaden, seriously, do you think that you
I'm
can
not
just...
trying to undermine you when
You
you're
are
full of shit.
undermining
You're
me.
literally full of shit.
That's not true.
Yo, where's your proof? Yeah,
Fuck
that's right.
you.
That's right.
We're
So what if
cutting
Gladys
this.
is a judge and she's gonna put you on the
Can't
bitch?
believe you. Fuck. We're trying to run a show, and all you do every time I come
Yeah,
on,
but at least I don't lie on the show.
every
the only
time I
thing I
come
lie
on
on is
here,
the
I'll
couch.
say a funny bit, and you'll go, "We're fucking cutting that because you're a dumb cunt."
You're
Right?
false. False.
Well, no one knows it because we cut it every time. I'm sick and tired of your shit. We went on a 2-week break to cool down, and we come back, and you're right back at my throat.
Alright, so moving on to our Throwback Thursday now.
Mm.
Please.
So, thanks for your input on that, Ollie and Samuel. That was a
That was really great to hear.
investigative,
Thank you.
hard hitting.
We should get a little jingle, like like the news introduction jingles. We should get one.
Right.
Mm.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about a throwback that hits quite close to home for a lot of us here. I know, well, Oliver and Sam in particular. I'm sure they're very I'm sure they already know what I'm talking about. Isn't that
Oh,
right,
yeah.
guys?
I would deny that.
I don't really know what we're on about, but
Alright, all
Okay,
good.
you
with
just
it.
have to
So-
Enlighten me,
agree.
please.
Like you just agree. Okay.
Yeah. So
We'll just cut that out then.
Okay. Now the guests are demanding cuts. What are we going to do about this insubordination?
well, you guys are almost worse than Harrison. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. He was so bad.
Yeah. Look, Harry.
You
was
don't even
pretty
realize that.
bad.
No, like
Poor kid.
you haven't realized we cut like 15 minutes of Harrison talking.
Oh yeah. It was
Like,
difficult.
not even kidding.
It was pretty bad. But seriously, you can't just go around demanding cuts because what comes next? Anarchy. You're two
I
steps
just
away.
offered it. I wasn't really like, just cut it. Oh, I
Sam,
might
did
have-
we
I
ask for
forgot.
your offer?
Look,
The show.
no.
This will fall apart if you keep this up, alright, Sam?
Hey, Karen's gonna.
This is a
stop
favor.
talking.
Just I feel like the guests forget this is always a favor. The fact that they're coming on the show. Like,
It's not a right. It's not a
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
right. So to the throwback. So today's the The date of recording is the 8th of June. Not sure when this will come out, but I'm going to take you back to the 8th of June, 1967. when Israeli airplanes attacked the USS Liberty, which was a surveillance ship in the Mediterranean, killing 34 crewmen. I want to know your guys' thoughts on Arab-Israeli tensions.
Jesus.
Wow.
Look,
We don't hold back. Now, remember, just for clarification, anything you say, either Palestinians or Israelis are going to attack you for it, regardless of what you say. So I just want very careful. It's a very sensitive issue. But I want to know, who do you think should have control of Jerusalem?
I think Ollie should answer this one.
Yeah. Ollie, what are your thoughts?
It really is quite a tough question.
We don't hold back here.
Are we allowed to give them
That'd be a good
passes or
answer.
not? Do we have to
No.
answer the questions?
Yep, you have to answer. Who do you think deserves to
Give
rule
passes.
Jerusalem?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of comedians are Jewish, so we don't get a lot of Palestinian comedians. So
you're a racist? Like, it's all good if you are.
Well,
No, it's like, it's all good if you are.
I mean, not on camera, I'm not, but
Yeah, that's why we don't have a camera. On mic, you are, though.
on mic.
So, can we just... Frank, can you just confirm, is Ollie a racist? Can we just go check on that?
Yeah, give me a couple minutes on that one.
No
Yeah,
worries.
all good.
He's just going to scrub through your social media history. But so
shit.
is your conclusion, if I'm inferring this right, is that you think all Palestinians should be expelled from the area and
My-
entire control
my
should be
conclusion-
given to Israel?
My conclusion is I shouldn't really have an opinion on it,
Hmm,
but
It's rather smart.
right.
so yeah,
Okay.
All right, so
that's it.
with the facts, I found multiple images of Ollie going blackface.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Oliver.
mhm,
What
mhm.
the hell? How
Thought
did we let
it-
this guy on? Did we not check him before? Josh,
that
isn't
was
it-
your job. I said, "Oh, can you vet our guests?"
Well, make sure they're not racists.
And you were like, "Oh, I do fucking everything. Why don't you do something for once?"
I don't recall
Like-
being asked to check if Ollie was a racist.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't, because
Is
you
this
had
'cause I-
just done 3 rails and you were running down the street completely nude. You had tied an Australia flag to your back and you
Yeah.
were running. It was raining.
Was this before or after I was crouching on the ceiling fan like a gargoyle as it was spinning
was-
around?
It was after. It was the Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday.
Do you remember?
I do remember. That's my
Yeah.
bad. I'll take that one for the team. I should have checked
Okay.
if Ollie was a huge racist. He's probably a homophobe as well.
Oh,
Yeah, that's my bad. I might have missed that. But moving on to another throwback. So on the I went through my camera roll to find some throwback footage.
Will we put this picture up on the screen?
I'd rather not, considering the circuits. Oh, I've already spoken about it. Yeah, okay, maybe we'll put it on screen. So I went through my camera roll to the 8th of June, 2018, when I was making a... Oh, can we bleep out what the account was? Because
Yeah,
no.
okay.
we'll
Yeah,
bleep that out. And there was a security question that said, "What's your dream job?" And I screenshotted it just so I'd remember it. I put in Target.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And Jaden,
Okay.
how does that make you feel?
Empty, shallow, melancholic,
Mm-hmm.
race to the death.
Mm-hmm.
1 in 4
Mm.
Aboriginal men end up in prison at some
Yeah.
stage in their life.
It's bad. It's a bad statistic. If you've got any thoughts on Jaden, Jaden being fired from Target and then his dream job still being Target, which is an unfortunate circumstance, I want you to send in. We have a new line here at the podcast to
phone
catch. We have a new line.
Interesting.
Send in your text to
What the hell?
what
Okay, that's fine.
what
That's all good. That's the line. Yep.
do you
Yeah,
do you
text
want me
that
to-
number, guys. See what happens.
Do you want me to beat that out?
No, you can say it again for like a.
You agreed that we
That my-
could use your number.
All right, that's my actual number. So send me some text, guys.
You said, do you not remember?
I do remember. I do remember. I just didn't think you were serious.
Moving swiftly on. We have further questions. Wait, Jaden, is that all you wanted to say about Target?
Yeah, I don't want to talk
Okay.
anymore.
We have a couple of questions from no one in particular, actually. This one's quite a good one. I like this one a lot. Guys, can you tell us about your guilty pleasures? What is something where you're like, oh, I don't really want to tell people, but fuck, I love it. Or what's your guilty pleasures? Sam, what's your guilty pleasure?
Mate, I can't really say I do have one, but I'm sure I can find one. Oh, sneezing.
Sneezing is your guilty
What the
pleasure.
hell?
Fuck, it's nice.
Yeah? It's such a guilt. You just don't feel good about it, do you?
No,
You
I just-
dirty dog,
You're
Sam.
just sitting in class and you rip a sneeze. You're like, oh god, I hope no one noticed.
Like, do you get a bit stiff when Noah does the fucking loud ones?
Those are class.
Mate,
I'm a big fan of those.
I love the loud ones, mate.
Ah.
Like, I don't know if you noticed me, but I do like a little twitch every time it happens, because it's just
You just convulse.
fucking beautiful,
convulse.
man.
Wow. I thought it would have been solitaire, but sneezing.
I
no.
don't want to talk about that anymore than I have.
Sorry.
Thank
Sorry
you
about
for
that.
bringing it up again.
What about yourself, Ollie? What you got any pleasures that are on the bit of the the guilty side, bit of underhanded guilt?
Oh yeah, solitaire.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a shot, but
Original.
Wow. Okay,
Shit.
but there's a bit of tension between the guests. Can we just diffuse that?
yeah, make sure
Please.
that's gone before the next question, alright guys? What
Yeah.
about yourself, Josh? Any guilty pleasures?
Any guilty pleasures? Teen dramas, Riverdale,
Really?
original Degrassi. I
Right.
fucking love them.
Yeah?
I also really enjoy, like serious film, and I want to be a screenwriter. But
Yeah.
I also fucking love shitty teen dramas. But enough about me. Moving back to Jaden, guilty pleasure.
So the thing is, I have some pleasures. Maybe perhaps are a little bit out there. Maybe a
Mhm.
bit on the wing.
Well, this is the open couch.
yeah, but they're not necessarily like I don't feel guilty for them. That's the thing.
Oh.
I can tell you about how I can recite any Big Time Rush song from like front to back.
Mhm.
Like
But you don't feel guilty about it,
I'm not guilty about it at all.
right?
Um,
So when I come to you and I say, "Hey, what do we want to do for the podcast this weekend?" You just start singing "Big Time Rush" at me. You don't feel guilty about that?
no, not at all. Some songs hit like closer to home at the moment. Till I Forget About You, it's like hitting right like where it hurts.
Oh,
That's all right.
topical.
Topical.
It's topical. But I got another question here in a similar vein, on a similar line. This is quite a good question. Would you guys ever consider doing some butt stuff?
Butt stuff.
Some butt stuff.
Butt
Mm.
stuff. Ollie,
I
butt
would-
stuff.
With who?
Can we get
Yeah,
wait,
with who?
Ollie? Can we just get you saying butt stuff?
Butt stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, in.
But will you consider it, Ollie?
Well, I mean, depending on who it's with.
Just
Let's
single,
say-
solo.
Solo butt stuff. First
Oh.
up.
Oh, solo.
Okay. Complete game changer.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that twist, but yeah, Sam, what do you think?
Okay.
I'm absolutely for solo butt stuff.
All for it.
All four.
Have you guys
Like,
ever had
cool.
those ones when you just, taking a bog and you're just wiping and then just like your finger accidentally slips through the paper and just all of a sudden you're two
Oh.
fingers deep in your rectum and you're like, oh no.
The good old
no.
break and slip.
Yeah, the old break and
Yeah,
slip.
the old break and slip.
Make it slip.
Oh, don't you just hate when that happens?
That happened this morning, actually. Took a shit 20 minutes ago.
You know what the best ones
We were
are?
recording 20 minutes ago.
I know.
Mate, the best ones? The break and slip, followed by a nasty sneeze.
Oh, fuck.
Like while your fingers are still in
Are
there,
you-
it's so visceral.
Sam, you'd be bloody hitting the back door with how hard you're going. Jeez.
Imagine that. You got
Never
two
happened
fingers
before.
up. You
I
just have a
think about it
sneeze.
sometimes.
But doesn't your sphincter clench when you sneeze?
Oh, God.
I don't want to talk about it any more than I have. But thank you.
Right. Okay, Jaden, butt stuff.
Oh, I'm all for it, mate. I'm all for it.
All for
Yourself?
butt stuff. Me personally, I do enjoy some butt stuff on occasion. On occasion, I enjoy some butt stuff.
All right, so we're gonna just sift over from the butt stuff conversation because Josh is gonna have to up and leave all of a sudden because he's gonna pretend his mum's calling him that he's just gonna go have a wank.
That's not true.
All right,
But
so we're gonna move
after
on to-
this, I'm probably gonna go have a shower.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna move on to Man Crush Monday now.
Oh.
So yeah, oh no, this is like the most esteemed section of the podcast. You know, that's what they wait for.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah.
I just
Okay,
don't
can
want-
we? Okay, hang on. Can we get a bit more excitement? Like a lot of viewers come in for Man Crush Monday. That's why we put it at the end, so then they have to listen to the rest of our bullshit, right? Can we get a little more excited?
Look, I feel like just play the jingle, and then the viewers will be very excited.
Oh, so now,
Woo! Man Crush Monday. Get
there
amongst
we
it.
go.
Get amongst it.
Get amongst it, Man Crush Monday.
All right,
Woo!
lads, we're gonna have a quick pause for the jingle. Let it rip, boys. Very good. Very good.
Mhm.
All right, so starting off, first man, Aaron.
Oh,
Actually, like, you know what? Let's
Oof.
just look. Can we just? That's probably a bit unfair. And the other, you know what? Let's just gonna drop
Yeah.
Aaron because it's just unfair. Do you
I
understand?
don't know what my response is.
Yeah, that's.
You
It's a
could
bit unfair.
literally say anyone else, still pick Aaron.
Does not matter.
If
Yeah,
he's
God,
listening,
you
I
know.
love.
Yeah, you got a message for Aaron, Sam?
Look, he does not know the impact he's had. He just doesn't.
Wow.
I might start crying. This might be the 5th time.
No, no.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
powerful.
we'll just, you know,
That's powerful.
tall man, well dressed,
Mm,
great hair,
mm,
great eyes. I could look into his eyes all day,
mm.
all day. Sometimes I catch him, like I just he's not looking. I just look at him for a bit, see what happens. Just test the waters. You know what I mean?
Wow.
All right, so
Beautiful man.
all right, so considering that, we'll probably have to think of three other men.
Mhm.
So I've got three backups, just
Okay.
because I wasn't sure if Aaron would be suitable, but you know we've got three backups. So we got
Okay.
I don't know if I can say this.
Well, come on. It's the couch. It's all open.
It's
You can
really
say what
weird
you
though.
want. It's
Alright,
fine.
so we got-
It'll be fine.
Okay, we got Man Crush Monday Little Brothers edition.
Fuck.
Oh.
Alright, so we got Ollie's little brother.
Oh. Oh.
We got Josh's little brother, and we got Lennon's little brother. That's just me. Who wrote this?
You did.
Alright.
You wrote this.
Oh, okay, yeah, my
I
bad.
told you not to.
Right. The three you gave me, I just wasn't happy with them, and I wanted to
Oh my god.
to see what happens. See if we get another strike.
Well, this is gonna be if we get 3 strikes, the channel gets banned.
Yeah, we're already on 2 from
We're
the
on
pissing.
2.
And the jingle got us striked.
Yeah, the jingle gets strike.
We're
So I'll probably like I don't know, break out the online keyboard and do a jingle.
right. So like I'm still willing to answer it. I'm still gonna say
No,
Josh's little
I
brother.
really don't
I'm
think.
thinking Josh's little brother gets my Man Crush Monday for this week. Josh, you want to talk about Ollie's
No,
brother?
I
Lennon's
particularly
brother?
don't. Actually, I don't want to talk about it. I told you that this was a bad idea, and I told you that we were going to get another strike,
Yeah.
and you just took the fattest rip from the bong. You didn't
What?
even respond to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. What about yourself, Ollie? Who do you think?
Oh, Vinny, my little brother, for sure.
For sure, you're gonna pick your own little brother as the Man Crush Monday.
It's great.
Yeah,
a
all right. I'm
cutie.
going to have to go with Vinny too.
Yeah, he's a little saint, isn't he?
Ollie's little brother.
He
He's
is.
just the best.
Didn't he recently? He was on the Penguin. I saw that. Ollie, you want to tell us about
Honestly, I don't know what the guy was there, but I walked over and he was on the grind
that?
and
On Club Penguin.
on Club Penguin,
The Club Penguin.
the Club Penguin.
Fuck. What a little hacker man.
And I don't know how he's done it, but he has done it.
Oh, Frank, could you have a go at hooking us up with some Club Penguin for next week? This is for the
Yeah,
visual. Can you
with
just work that
gold
out?
membership as well. I want that gold.
Well, actually,
membership.
there's no membership now.
Really
Everyone gets the same thing because Club Penguin's shut. and
sounds like
just a new
communist
one now.
propaganda to me.
It,
But...
it does. That's the first thing I thought when I saw it.
Mm.
I was like, this is.
And I'm not a big fan of politics. Like I don't like to talk about it on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about yourself, Sam? Who do you think?
Oh, for Man Crush Monday.
Mm.
Look, I'm just gonna go with Vinny because he's just the light of my world.
Yeah.
I can't-
Jaden?
past him.
Oh, I'm Josh's little brother for sure. No
Oh,
question.
That's right. You already said that.
No question.
I was just hoping you would change, but you're not.
Fair enough. All right. So thank you so much for talking about Man Crush Monday. And I'm sorry that we couldn't. We wanted to get some fan questions in, but it was a bit late notice. Saw this coming together, so we couldn't get too many fan questions in. We got a couple, but they were just shit. Like Kai gave me one, it just wasn't class. So I decided to ignore it. Like I'm actually not joking. All right, but
Right.
you know what? That's I think that's just coming up to the 30-minute mark now. So I just want to say thank you so much to Ollie and Sam for coming out here tonight.
Wow. Thank
Thanks
you,
for having
Ollie and
us.
Sam. One of
Thanks.
the easiest guests we've had, I want to say. One of the easiest guests we've had. You guys have been great.
Thank you.
Yeah, like,
We've
That
loved
really
having
means
you
a lot,
on.
guys.
like Becky,
We've loved
absolute
having you on.
riot. Absolute riot.
We've loved having you on. We've loved having you on the couch.
But before that, do you guys have any questions for the couch? Just shoot it out
Oh,
there.
of course.
Look, like, I feel like I cannot question such quality. I feel like you guys have just got it down packed, and
Wow.
thank you highly.
Big accolades. Thank you, Sam.
You're welcome.
Well, that will do it for this week's Podcasting Couch episode. I've been Josh, joined by Jaden,
That's me.
and we'll see you guys next week. All right.
Don't forget
Take it easy.
questions. We need.
I'll send in
next,
questions to our new number.
you want to repeat it, or do you want me to repeat it?
I can get it.
Okay.
Send them
Yeah,
in.
and don't forget next week. You talk about big guests.
We've got a colossal guest.
Oh my god.
I want to say colossal. But thank you all for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll see you all next week. All right.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Goodbye.